Hi, I'm Jack and I'm back. And this is a quick video. Some people have asked why I have so many of these front ends around. And the reason why is because of my construction method. So if you come here and you look, this is one of the front ends off of one of the prototypes. So what we did was we Frankenstein things together. So if you look, right here is a front end that belongs on a C6. I'm sorry, yeah. And you can see that, oh, I'm sorry, this is probably a C2. All right, I'm sorry, this is a C2 front end because of that corner right there. The hood is completely different. So we had that right there. Well, that hood shape wouldn't work. So we went ahead and made a fender completely for a C2, and then we grafted on a fender piece from, this one is a C8, I can recognize it, but it could have been from anything. And then we had these special sections that we had to make to fit. And let's see, and then this back section was completely different. We had to move the wheel opening because the wheel opening on a C2 is way up here. So we had to have all this, add all this extra section right here to fill in that blank. So this made it to where from the outside, let me see, oh, and these things are unbelievably heavy. I'll get to that in a second. And of course there's body filler and stuff which makes this heavy. Oh, I can't flip it over that way because that's weak. You can see I just went in and trimmed a bunch of excess. There was a lot of stuff. The fender was rubbing right here, so I went in here. Now that I've got the extra clearance from the fender flare of the Grand Sport, I was able to cut this away. It used to come way down here, and it was actually rubbing the tire unless the fender was mounted exactly perfectly, which it isn't because I took those brackets off. Let me flip this over. And again, this thing's really heavy. Body filler, in case you don't know, is unbelievably heavy. So you want to use it as little as possible. And then we even went the next step further. Instead of just using as little as, well, that's going to break. Hopefully not. I hear it cracking though. Instead of using just as little as possible, what we did was we got this Frankenstein piece to be the right shape and to fit. Then we did the skinning that you've seen me do before to either, one, make a mold and make another body part off of that mold, or skinned it and then used that skin, pulled the skin off and used the skin. The disadvantage of using the skin is the outer surface will be rough. It'll require a lot of time and body work to get it nice and smooth. Excuse me. The advantage of using it as a mold means that the part that you pull out of the mold will have the exact same surface finish as the part that you took the mold from. So it saves you a lot of body work. It seems like twice as much work, and believe me, I used to think it was twice as much work, but after I've done it time after time, it really is faster and easier to make a part, make a mold off of that part, and then make your final part off of that mold. But that's why I have so many different front ends. You can see there's one right there, there's one right there. I got some laying around everywhere. I mean, you've seen them as I've been working. So that's why I have so many extra parts, is because after I'm done with this, piece, it was virtually useless. I mean, it's too heavy and cumbersome and all that to use. So when you look at the parts that I Frankenstein together, they're really not parts. They're what we call plugs. And plugs are things that you make molds from. Well, actually, body filler helps with a plug because it makes it more stable than a thin fiberglass. The body putty reinforces it, but it does make it real heavy. What most people do is they make their plug, I don't know, a lot of people make their plug out of wood and then plaster and stuff like that with the intention of never using it again. I have plugs that are, I mean, the plugs are unbelievably heavy. I have a C1 plug for an original C1 that is unbelievably heavy. It takes a forklift to move the stupid thing around. So anyway, I just wanted to cover that because some people have asked, why do I have all of these extra ones and damage? And you can see this one was so heavy that there was an area that was pure fiberglass and it broke. I mean, it just wasn't strong enough to stay together. And I could have reinforced it. A lot of times people reinforce it with wood on the backside or metal, whatever. But again, this was supposed to be a single-use thing. It lived its single use and then became storage, basically. Didn't realize I'd need it again, but in this case, I needed it again. All right, like, subscribe, hit the alert, hit the thanks if you want to donate, and if you don't like what I'm doing, you don't know jack. Bye.